Dom's in the States.
Yes, so we're allowed to do that now. That's mandatory when it's just me and him.
Yeah,
that's the mandatory opening. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday night. It's the Plastic Crack Podcast, Season 5, Episode 16.
Is it really?
Yes, it's Episode 16 already. This year is flying by so fast. It's absolutely terrifying. So yes, tonight's subject: stepping outside of it.
I just struggled finding our overlay, and then I saw it. But for some reason, it's been labelled S&M. I know, Christine Martin, but I naturally just kind of didn't want to click on it. I didn't want to click on
No,
that file.
That's something that I don't even want to dig into.
Anyway, sorry.
Moving on. Yes. So tonight's merriment will be a discussion surrounding your hobby comfort zone. Are you prepared to step out of it, or are you happy with your ways? You stick to your lane. You know what you're comfortable with. You know, 1 minute you're painting 6 mil Napoleonics, next minute you're getting involved with Turn at 28 or Forbidden Psalm or something of that ilk. It's just something that popped up last week. I was just thinking about it. Like, I mean, I think I'd say over the past sort of 2 years, I've definitely stepped outside of my comfort zone.
I'd say you have. You kind of duck back into it very quickly after you kind of had a look at it. Like you step out of it, go, oh, what's that? And then you jump back.
Yes. We're still waiting for Dom to do his Morkborg battle report, but I don't think I don't think that's ever going to happen. Though.
I want it to happen, and I think if you get him drunk enough, it might.
I'd like, no, God, no. Imagine the flailing, there'd be stuff knocked everywhere. We've been around him drunk. It's not a pretty sight.
Do you remember that? The table, the carnage. Yes, I remember.
He knocks a table over. The only person who doesn't get covered in drink is him.
Was that when he was playing?
Yeah. So Dom is in a different time zone at the moment. He's over in the States. And he sent us a picture at the weekend of a bar with 75 individual draft beers. That's just not fair. That really is it.
It was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. I went home and felt a bit because I was in when I sent you that message of that new Saxon song. By the way, the new Saxon album, people, if you want to listen to an amazing metal album and a song just about the guillotine, listen to a new Saxon album. It's amazing. It's such a good album. Anyway, I was sitting in Tesco's car park buying some cans of beer so I could go back because Haley was watching the Eurovision. So I was sitting in my car in the car park, and then he sent that picture, and I just sat in the car park feeling really sad. It's very, very inadequate as I sat there with my 4-pack.
I know. I felt distinctly inadequate with that picture. Anyway, hope you'll be having a good time, Dom, and we shall see you next week. As always, we are proudly sponsored by the folks over at Boards and Swords Hobbies. So when you check out your order there, use the code PCP5. This will net you an additional 5% off the already awesome discount that Ian gives at
Yes, and we might as well say it now. Ian has requested. Well, we're going to share this. Ian's pre-orders are open for the Hannibal Hail Caesar epic. I'm just going to put it up here. Here is the link. That should be in the chat now. So if you go over there, you can pre-order it and you can see what he's discounting it to. Anyway, we're going to chat about the epic later in the news and prices and all that. But you'll get, if you put the code in, you'll get your 5% off on top of the discount he's already offering. So I think if you go and have a look, I think that £240 all-in bundle thing is down to, I want to say, about 210. So add to 5%, you might get it down to about 200.
Yeah, I know. Last year with Pusher Pike, I got a great discount for me and with Pusher Pike. Absolutely fantastic. So definitely worth having a go. Check them out, Boards and Swords Hobbies, and say use your PCP5 code to get that additional 5% off.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it. Big thank you to everyone that's watching on the catch up. Do appreciate that. I'll go through it with gritted teeth. Like, share, check out our channel, subscribe, comment. I'm so not me.
Like the Facebook group, and again, Dom's not in the country, and not in the same time zone. So if you come and come and ask for access to the Facebook group, it's really only us that's going to be responding. So chances are you're going to get let in. Although after I let in the scammer, I think we're
yeah, that was a definite red card against.
Well, actually, it wasn't me that let him in; it was Dom that let him in. But Dom sent a message saying, "What do we think?" And I went, "Yeah, it looks legit."
Yeah, next thing you know, he's trying to make profit off the back of the PCP. What an absolute scoundrel! Right, let's have a look to see who was joined tonight, and with the obligatory weather updates, because it was quite a nice weekend there, wasn't it? I really.
It was. It was very nice. I considered not wearing jeans, but then I thought that's madness and stayed in them for the entire weekend. Even when I was washing the car and
that's a dedication to denim right there. Dedication to denim. Right, who's here? So David here, he's working on 15mm Cretan archers and a Victrix chariot. A Victrix chariot, I bet that's a bit PC, isn't it? Walkabout Games, Paul's Paint Shed. Have we got a weather update? Mercia, where ominous skies prevail and the rookery has fallen into sight.
It's like the start of a medieval murder mystery. There were ominous skies over Mercia. The rookery had fallen into silence. I can also say Spanish cavalry were on the horizon.
I've never used the word rookery in a sentence in my entire life. So cheers for that, Paul. That's a first for me. Triari, evening folks. Epic ACW Cavalry's Night. Carl Burks. Hello, Carl. East Norfolk's Ham and Jam. Seagulls and Spurs up, James. How's it going? Wargaming History, Bigger City. Don, hope you're doing well, mate. 86 degrees and sunny in Ohio today. He's working on 15mm British infantry for D-Day. Adam Kirtley's here. Rich M. I'll give him the Bards County. More reasonable temperatures, and he's finishing some Goth Warriors for Saga. I
like to think that this is loads of guys in trench coats and just like Marilyn Manson makeup, just swarming across the board. Like on their battle board, they've just got to run Depeche Mode. We'll just. Sorry,
that'd actually be that'd be unique. I'd like to see that. Make it happen.
We could make a metal version of Saga, because you need the battle boards, and each battle board you could have death metal, black metal, speed metal, thrash metal, doom, glam, sludge. And you could have the warband sludge, because you roll the abilities, don't you? When you play Saga, I feel an amendment coming on.
I'd like to put a war band together based around the band.
Yeah, you just got loads of roadies and fans. Yeah. Did you ever play that? Did you ever play that computer game, Brutal Legend, where it was like Jack Black?
No, I've seen it. It's on Game Pass, I think. I've never actually played it though.
It's quite good. It turns into a strategy game, but anyway.
Yeah, that was the weird thing. It was supposed to be like it was sold as one thing, but it turned out to be another. Who else we got? So Benjamin, hello from sunny Denmark. Lazy Pirate Painting, Rogue Trooper, Carazet, Nick Games, Trevor Hodgkins. He's painted some Lancastrians tonight. Martin Allard, Traj is here. It's a close Lake District, and he's doing some post-World War II modern. Evening all, Al from Lionheart, History and Dice Art, Phil, doing well. Craig Williams, John, thanks for putting me onto the Space Weirdos Facebook group. We're going to increase content on there over the next few months. It certainly needs it. What?
Doesn't matter. Don't worry. Carry on. I thought you said something else. I was a bit confused.
No.
Look, we haven't been on here for a couple of weeks. Okay.
I know. It's taking a bit of getting used to. Friends General Haig. Hello, Andy. It's damp and drizzly in Worcester. Graham's War Games Vault, Mobile and Hostel. Seventh Son. Oh yeah. Oh, about me and with the internet. Yes, my internet was a bit before I came on. Seems to have fixed itself now though. Andrew Oates, Little Legions, Steve Harper. Oh, birthday curry. Happy birthday, Steve. Curry, cake, and a painting session.
Hey, happy birthday.
And the PCP. Mark that on your calendar as the best birthday ever, Steve.
Yeah, and extra present. Dom isn't here. Bless you.
So there's going to be plenty of weird stuff. Now, have a great birthday, Steve. Really enjoy it. Double Dip, Grana Priego, Mobile Hostel, Ben, Louis Baby, Storm of Steel. Alex, how you doing? Juan is here. Old School FRP, Thunderstorms and Superglue. That sounds like an album. Dutch Army Painter, Rich John. Hello, Rich. John Carter. John, good to see you, mate. Are you doing well? Miller's Miniatures.
Hey, Miller.
Hello, Miller. Hope you're doing well. Darren. So it's a third time live, season 2, episode 24 on the catch up. Wow.
Oh yeah, we put out the call for the clips.
Yes.
In the old episodes, we have been getting some amazing ones. So the clip show might actually happen. We've been getting to it. So if you are watching the old ones, please do stay in touch with us. And if you come across any of the old ones, those moments. So I've got the timestamp stuff where Ken being when he came out about being ordained. When he did the French, we got him on the French ultramarine bit. To be fair, they're mostly Ken. Have noticed.
Ken, yes.
Have noticed. But yeah, please keep them coming because
keep coming.
It'll
that'll be an interesting retrospective.
The PCP retrospective. Well, at least we got the episode named.
Oh yes. Shell shocked scenics. I have trouble with that. Warm and stormy in Merseyside. Not far from me. So yeah, it's been like that all day here. Mozart, hello Jonas. It's a warm northern, too warm northern Sweden. Sean Tame, Marky Sparky, John Clarkey. John, hope you're doing well, mate. Plenty of devil's horns for Steve's birthday. Metal. It's the metal. It's the metal intro. Sashiel, Red Sven 76. Let the metal madness commence. Rogue Trooper. Oh yeah, I think Rob and Rose Hobden. Hope we have a great show. Cheers. Thank you.
We will.
Steve and Martin doing SM would definitely be outside my comfort zone. And you know what, Benjamin? I can categorically state it'd be about 12 million miles outside of my comfort zone as well.
Yeah. I can't say that. Yeah, just as we won't go there again.
We won't go there. Roy B. Hello, Roy. Hope you're doing well. I think we're going to get to the thing. Craig Canesi, David Thu, David Bentham, Lionheart, Dermot Connolly, currently tipping it down in Derry. Don is outraged. I'm outraged that Dom is over here and didn't say anything so we could buy him one of those beers. I drive a bit to see him, not like a 6-hour drive or anything, but still. He mentioned one that he had something called a Furious IPA. I'd be interested in what that tastes like.
That was violent, yeah. Furious.
It does sound pretty violent. Casper from Denmark is here.
Yes. Sorry, if anyone could find that.
That
wasn't that long ago. That was if someone could find that.
That was under the episode. Wasn't that under things that you
hobby tips or something?
Hobby tips or hobby accessories? Because
it was Dom's week. It was one of Dom's weeks. I'm sure it was. I think it was. It wasn't this year. I think it was the end of last year.
Yeah, I think it was last year. It went massively downhill. I mean, after we were awoken from our stunned silences from Ken.
That was hobby. I remember playing it for Haley afterwards, and just the look of absolute indignation on her face.
I mean, as far as sort of innovating to do German armor camouflage, I mean, it's certainly up there. It's not something that you'd catch me using, but there we go. I'm going to get to the bottom. Who is here? Simon Weinberger. Hello, Simon. Joseph. How about a Wurzel's warband for Saga?
Wurzels.
That'd be absolutely brilliant, to be fair. With added Zyder. Gary Clark, Major Clanger. He's painting Italian Wars. He's a little outside of his comfort zone. Minis with a Chance of History. Andrew, hope you're doing well.
Hey, dude.
We're at the bottom. There we go. So big thank you to everyone that's decided to spend their Monday night with Martin and I as we talk about hobby comfort zones. We also have this month's OPC coming up as well.
We do. Yeah.
There's one or two photographs for that in the Martin.
Yes, we broke StreamYard again. So if you hear the frantic clicking and clacking as we try to re-upload things, it's because there is not enough room for the news, the hobby updates, the viewers' photos, and the OPC photos.
Yeah.
So we could only just be. If Dom was here with what he'd achieved, then the whole thing would.
Oh no, we'd have had about 0.4 megabytes left to fit everything in. John is drinking a Maximus Colossal IPA.
Maximus Colossal.
That sounds like it comes out in installments. Have a nice night, Alex. Catch you soon. Yes, so let's start with what we've been up to. So, Martin, what have you been up to, mate?
2 seconds. I've been up to quite a bit. So first of all, I had the release of the latest Ragged Staff models, and that was pretty good. I was packing stuff for 3 days straight. So and the local post office, both of them hate me and the people in them. And considering that I've already done the labels, all they've got to do is scan them. I don't really understand what they're that angry about, really. But yeah, there were quite a few, sort of big sighs and people just looking at their watch as I stood there, because there's quite a few international ones, which is awesome. But when they get the international label, they've got to type them in, and because I've got I got an order from Peru. So if you're watching, thank you. But that for some reason nearly broke the post office system. I don't know why. So I've done those. So I got those. So I mean, they're still coming in. I've only got one of the 54mm miniatures left, because that was a bit of an experiment to see how popular they would be, and they all went very, very quickly. There's just one left on his lonesome. So I guess I probably will be doing some more of them again in the future. And people have already started sending in pictures of them painted, and they've only released last week.
I've seen.
So they look really, really cool. So apart from that, what have I been doing? Actually, so yeah, just say if you are one of the people who's ordered one of the miniatures, thank you. I hope you like them. There may be more coming sooner rather than later. Hopefully, we'll see. There's quite a lot of stuff to work on at the minute. I've been working on Wars of the Roses things, but before I put those up, so a battle report went out yesterday, which was my game against Miller, which we had an absolutely awesome time playing. So we did a sort of an attack on a village. I won't say what the ending is, just in case anyone hasn't watched it, because it only went out yesterday. But we basically, I only have 6 units of free artillery pieces against, I think it was 17 or 16, 17 units of his. So we were playing lengthways up an 8x4 table. So we had to cross, sort of open ground with the artillery and then assault the village. And we just played around, and it was based on the Aldern scenario from the Montrose for King and Parliament book. So I thought, so we used it and changed it around a little bit. But we had a great time setting up the battlefield like this here. So we had the mortar. That mortar though does nothing in the entire game. It rolls 2 dice to hit, right? 2 dice every time. It always needs 6s. It's a bit like a mortar in bolt action. Always needs 6s to hit. So we're playing an 8-turn game. There was 1 turn where it couldn't shoot at anything. So 14 times I rolled and didn't get a single 6. The whole game. But we had a great time setting up the battlefield. And then we it got to the point. So my forces are defending the village. So we got to the point where we were sort of the royalists are sort of beaten back to the village, and they're sort of prepping themselves for the assault of the parliamentarians. So that was a cracking game and a lot of fun to play. It really, really was. And it was one of those ones that was it didn't really matter how it turned out. I mean, obviously people know, they're probably thinking he's just saying that because no, it really, really didn't. But I had a War of the Roses game against Ben, and I needed some extra stuff for it. So I had finished that big coach last time we did the stream. So I had a new cart of Wounded to go with it. I've already got one of these, and I just felt another one would be helpful. But annoyingly, I didn't actually get this finished in time for the game. But so it's there anyway. But on top of that, I decided, I needed a new lord. So I used one of my miniatures, and this is William FitzAlan, the 9th Earl of Arundel. So that's the 2 most recent miniatures that I've done. So you've got him at the front, the Impatient Heir behind as a banner bearer, and then just a sort of a Perry pikeman that I've drilled into service to help.
In real life, what violent, messy end did he meet?
None. He only turned 2 battles.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so he only turned up like twice. I mean, I think he might have taken part in some of the smaller things, but he doesn't really. He sort of shows up for Ludford Bridge, which isn't even really much of a battle, and then he switches sides, and then that was St Albans. He's on Warwick's side and loses. So after that, he doesn't really appear very much. He does do some things here and there, but he spends most of his time as sort of doing more government stuff. But I had those flags commissioned.
Oh, right.
Because the one flag that was available, which was supposedly his coat of arms, was wrong, and I don't mean just like, oh, the lion was facing the wrong way. Like it was completely wrong. So I just thought. So I went out and there's a chap, and so I'm going to shout out to Samir Magistric, who does things like transfers and that, and I got in touch with him, and I gave him the designs, showed him what I wanted, and he did those flags for me, and that's all based on sort of research, and I'll do it from this side as well. They were just really, really nice. So I asked him to put the recipes. Yeah,
they look really, really sharp.
They are really sharp, and then they're printed on because I've got a laser printer and some really, really decent paper. So those were a lot of fun, because his badge is the acorn with two little oak leaves either side of it.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted plenty of those, and then I finished a unit for the Earl of Arundel, and then I needed a flag for them, so I got him to do a livery flag as well. Nice. So you've got that the acorn being held there. So these are a mix of Perry miniatures, Ragged Staff miniatures, and some miniatures by a chap called Charlie Betts, who kindly sent me some. Hang on, let me get them up. These ones here, all these billmen here. So you got my Ragged Staff miniature holding the flag. All those billmen there are from he had miniatures privately commissioned, and they were cast in resin, and they were sculpted by a chap called Talos, who people might have seen as sculpting. And they basically take the Perry heads, but they've got their own, different armor and pole arms. And he had so many left over, he just sent me some to use,
very nice,
which I thought was really, really nice. So there's one of my guys in there as well. So that's a Bill and Bow unit. And then I was quite proud of this base on the end, which is I converted some of the Perry archers. So I've got from the infantry set, and I've used bits from the mounted the light infantry set, because they get they're carrying the bows in their bags, and they've got the bags of arrows. So I quite like the idea that the captain of archers here, which is one of my Ragged Staff ones, is basically yelling at them that the enemy are coming and they need to sort their shit out, basically.
They're over there.
So they're over there. But I get a lot of questions, which is about how well do the Ragged Staff ones fit in with Perry. And I realised that other than doing a comparison photo back when I released them, I hadn't actually done any bases like with them on. So there you go. That's how they fit in. So you've got the 3 Perrys there, and then my one on the side. Then you've got Perry pikemen there further back. And then you've got the...
they were. I did.
So yeah,
fantastic.
There you go.
Well, we couldn't.
Yeah. So
they actually, to be fair, they scale really well.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased with that. So I got those done and painted up, ready for the game against Ben, which we've had for the Wars of the Roses, and I'll give you a little sneak peek. Here is the battlefield. And this is a semi-historical scenario set in the closing hours of the Second Battle of St Albans, as the Yorkists have been beaten. They retreated through a village to the northeast of St Albans called Sandridge, which is where Warwick kind of made I wouldn't really call it a last stand. He essentially, it's a fighting retreat. So I've taken that idea that I don't think the Warwick would have hung around very, very long. So what the Yorkists are trying to do is get these wagons of wounded and supplies. Obviously the supplies are worth more than the wounded, and they're trying to get them off the table, and more Lancastrians keep on coming onto the table because they've already won the main battle, and it's a fighting retreat. And then here is a picture of what you can probably come to expect in the battle report as it all kicked off. So there's my shiny new unit, I'll let you decide how well they did in the game. But there they are, fighting in Sandridge. So that's coming out on the channel maybe next week or the week after. So yeah, it's been busy. Plus PCP, plus CrackCon, and a couple of other bits. So yeah. What about you? Because you've been busy. I know you have.
I had a mad week last week. I knew that I was playing my mate Ian at a game of ball taxi on Saturday, and I was like struggling about what to take because my German ball taxi army it's massive, but it's in semi different kind of painting styles and painting basing and so. And the last time I ran that inexperienced list, I got my arse handed to me. So I thought I'm not running that. It's not fun. So I thought I've got a bunch of Fallschirmjäger, but I didn't like the way they were painted, and they were painted in the non-camo smocks. So just the plain green jump smocks. I thought, well, I don't like painting camouflage. I'm crap at painting camouflage, but I'll try and come up with a scheme that's okay from 3 feet away. And I had 34 of these to paint before repaint before Saturday. But I got them done.
Wow.
I mean, it's massively historically inaccurate camouflage, but from 3 feet away, you can't tell. It looks like Fallschirmjäger camo. So I had to paint up or repaint three squads. The Panzer Shrek team, but it's a bazooka, but I use a Panzer Shrek and a HQ. And I honestly don't know how I did it because it was. I painted more last week than I've probably painted in the past 6 weeks, but that was just a couple of hours each night, and then I was off on Friday. So I spent the morning just finishing them off. But when I'd finished, I was like, I can't believe I've just repainted 34 Fallschirmjäger in less than 4 nights and 1 morning. So yeah, I was really quite pleased with them getting finished. So what I'm going to do now is build on that. Now that I can do my I channeled my inner Dom.
We all do that occasionally.
Oh, we have to. No, Robert's got a point here. Approximate camo works better. Realistic camo looks awful on the tabletop. Absolutely agree with that. Yes. And that's definitely the way I was going because I didn't want. I mean, I could see you could spend ages doing the intricate Fallschirmjäger angled camouflage pattern. I thought, no, I'm just going to put some green and brown on it and hope it works, and it did. And so what I've got plans now because I've still got loads of support options as well for my Fallschirmjäger. So I'm going to be working on a couple of MGs, mortar, flamethrower, sniper, and I'm going to be picking up another 3 Stugs as well because there's a list in the USD Day book. It's a Fallschirmjäger list with 3 Stugs. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Stugs.
Can't go wrong.
Everyone likes a Stug.
Everyone does. But after we played ball sax, we had a bit of time left over. So I played my first game of 0-200 hours. And
yeah, we were talking about this. What did you think? It
was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant, really enjoyable. If you've not tried it, I recommend you do try it. It's so good. My sentries were wandering around not knowing exactly what they were doing. My officer blundered down alleyway and got taken out by the SAS officer, who was then taken out by a sentry with a rifle. It was good. It was a really, really good game, really fast paced as well, which I really liked about it. And it's low figure count and tremendous. And that starter set is brilliant. It really is a good.
It's got a good feel to it as well. It doesn't take itself very seriously. It's quite a nice game to play after you've had a bigger game. And you've sort of, like you said, you still had your setup there. So didn't you play on the same?
We did.
The same setup. So yeah.
So in the bosses game, we had a village sort of in the middle of the table. So all we did was we just boxed off like a 3-foot square around it and just played using exactly the same setup. Excuse me, that we had for ball taxing. But I'll definitely be playing a lot more 0-200 hours in the near future. And Achtung, we were meant to be playing Achtung Panzer, but we weren't exactly 1,000,000% accurate with the rules, and I thought I'd rather not blunder my way through a game when I can play bolt action. I know the rules for. So it was stupid guard dogs.
That's because in the partisan set, one of the events is a sausage, so you could throw a sausage to send the guard dogs in the wrong direction. And I love that.
That reminds me. Remember 10-shoe stealth assassin on the
that? Oh yes, I absolutely adored. Love those games.
You could throw poison in bags and stuff. Yeah. Oh my.
Rice balls. Yeah. Did people?
Rice balls. Yes.
Guards are just walking along and go, rice. It's a bit like in Family Guy. Oh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
I mean, if your guards are being distracted by free rice, you might want to consider getting some better
new guards. Yeah.
And not ones who are going to eat rice off the floor. Yeah, not the best.
No, that was.
But yes, so last week getting all that painted, having rolling some dice at the weekend. I had a really great hobby week last week, which after the weeks of having no interest, it's been really good getting back into it.
Are you revitalized now?
I think completing a project they're set out to do, that definitely helped. Seeing it all finished on Friday afternoon was brilliant. 0 to 100 hours, yeah, definitely playing more of that. It was just really good. Just rolling some dice games. It's been a while. So we're planning a few more games moving forward. So I think what we've got planned moving forward is Exactum Panzer. We want to start doing bolt action at 15 mil again. That's really, really interesting at that scale.
I've seen quite a few people doing that now. It seems to be taking off doing it at small scales.
I love it. It feels, the ranges feel better, and there's a lot more tactical nuance to it than at 28. I mean, I still enjoy the 28 mil game, but 15 just gives it a different dimension altogether. But yeah, so we got a few things planned moving forward for a bit more gaming. So that's what I've been up to. Did Dom not send any photographs of what he's been up to? I think he didn't.
No, he didn't. But I assume he's probably. I know he's got videos that are going out, so he probably painted 3 weeks worth of stuff, and then is obviously set to go live while he's away.
Well, no, but he posted up those with the Spanish Napoleonics last week.
Yes.
How can you just? I'd still be painting like the first 4. I wouldn't even be anywhere near to painting the regiment at all. No,
I know.
Right, should we move on to the OCP?
Yes. Isn't OCP's the thing in RoboCop? Isn't it? OPC, isn't it?
Yeah.
OCP.
OCP. Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry.
No. I think it's better. I think that's just
OCP. Yes.
I just need to move these lollipop sticks out. Wait, sorry, I don't want to crush anything. Right.
Give me 30 seconds. I'll go grab a drink. Won't be a second.
Yes. Okay. It's all right. Yeah, I've got to load them all up while we are in here. So it has been a very, very productive month. So Warren has kindly sent over all the photos. So just a reminder, the OPC, if you're not familiar with it, is a online painting challenge. That sounded bad. What's he doing in there? It's an online painting challenge run by a few guys in the group, like Paul, Warren, Joseph, and a couple of others. And hang on a second. I just realised I hadn't turned the power on for my laptop, so that was about to go. Sorry about that. So anyway, and the challenge this year is to it's an army challenge, and each month there is a different part of the army. So it might be elite or vehicle or command. And that's what this was. It was a command stand, and there were 38 entries. 38 entries, which is more than last month. The bad news is that next month is cavalry. So I did a mass upload, so hopefully they're all here. If any are gone, I apologize. So so let's go through these. So first of all, we have Andrew, which is a command for Dragon Rampant.
Oh,
nice. Is very cool. Those are old Bretonians, I think. They are, aren't they? They
are, yes.
I say old Bretonians. Are they now also just Bretonians because of the old world? So they're Bretonians, but they're
Bretonians,
awesome.
Yeah. I love the greens on that guy at the front. Really,
I like the hand painted heraldry.
Yes. Oh, brilliant.
2 keys. Very cool. That is very nice. Next up, we have Andy. Sorry, they're not in the same order in the list as to how they've uploaded. So we have Andy, who's done some Gothic Germanics and some late Roman commanders.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, very cool. Very nice. I do love the late Roman stuff. It is really, really nice. Just makes me want to play Dux Britanniarum. Very, very cool. I'm just going to say right now, I failed miserably. I haven't done anything. Next up, we have Andy, who has done Grand Vizier Diavla Pasha. Hang on. This is ridiculous. Have you seen this one?
I've seen
Did
this.
you see this?
Ridiculous.
This is
just look at that.
It's so bright. I love it. Cracking work. Cracking.
That is just, and the details on the barding is just exquisite. Just such wonderful work, Andy.
He uses colours that I don't dare use. So,
stepping outside your comfort zone.
If I use those colours, things would go wrong. He gets it to work. Lovely stuff. Next up, we have Braden has done. Oh, see, now I'm going to see if Don was here, he'd be doing the pronunciation. Prince, hang on. Poniatowski.
It's close enough.
It's very cool. I like the bass.
That's a
really nice. And the figures. I like the figures as well. So I like the bass, but no, it was very natural. That's very cool. Lovely stuff.
That is cool.
Next up, we have Henry Tudor by Craig. It's lovely. It is really nice. I do really like that. What I like is that you've got to the effort of putting a herald on there who's wearing the king's colours, because he did do that. He came over and wore the king's colours because he was like, look at me, I'm going to be king. And he was. That is really, really nice. Very, very nice. That is huge command base.
That's
really, really cool. Next, we have David, a command of real Romans. And real Romans they are.
They are real Romans. Oh, I love the chap on the right.
The guy with the eagle.
Yes.
Very nice. Very cool. Romans. So many Romans. I think there's going to be a lot more coming as well. Next, we have Dom, who did... Oh, he is going to get something in there after. Should we just skip Dom?
What did Dom do?
He did a US commander for World War II and Conflict 47.
All right.
Very, very nice.
Very nice.
Very cool. Very nice. I think he's already shown us those, so I'm going to skip it very quickly.
I actually think Dom has got his entire thing done. He's just drip feeding them.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think he's done a lot more.
Next up, Duncan has done Lord Dick Winkerson. That wasn't what I was expecting when I clicked on that. No,
it wasn't.
That is fabulous. That is a massive axe. What is that for? Is that Mantic? Is that for?
It does look a bit Mantic-esque, yeah.
I love it though. I like the blue axe. That's a really nice kind of icy axe. Very, very cool. Next up, we have Gary. None command. Oh wow, look at that base. Fantastic.
They are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That is very, very cool. Very cool. Gaza has done a Tyrant Swarm Lord Commander. And he looks angry. That is so cool.
Yeah.
I really like the blues. That's really
I was
nice.
going to say, you don't often see Tyranid painted like that.
No, that is lovely. Very, very nice stuff.
Very nice.
Really cool. Tyranids, when I played 40k, Tyranids were always really unpopular. They're just now really popular. We just see a lot of people. I know they're fun to paint.
Yeah. I remember remember the old ones that were really tall with the heads and the bone swords, and they were always painted bright red as well.
Yeah, I remember those. The good old days. The good old days. Jonas has done General de Division Pierre Antoine Husson.
Ah,
Oh, that's nice. Ah, it's
that is
very
very
cool.
nice. Very nice.
I like the supplies as well. Very cool.
It's
I
going to
like
be
that.
vino, isn't it? Massive crates of vino.
Massive crates of vino. Joseph has done a command base for his Greek Athenians.
Oh,
Wow.
blimey.
Oh my god, look at the freehand on the owl. On the shield.
Oh,
Yeah.
that,
Lovely.
that goldy bronze colour is immense.
That is beautiful. I really like the dark armor as well. I like
Yeah.
that. Really nice. Don't often see Greeks painted with dark
No,
armor. That is
wow.
really cool.
Cracking.
Very, very nice. Lovely stuff. Next up, we have Ken has done a command for his Vichy French. Hey,
Ooh, that's crap. I've enjoyed watching Ken's progress on this. He's doing them in the Levant.
okay.
A different setting for them. But yeah, it's been really good seeing his progress on these. But they're fantastically painted, Ken. Top work on them, mate.
Really nice. Really, really nice stuff. Next up, we have I'm having to scroll down. We have Kevin, who has done his Brazilian command base. Oh, look at that. I love the colors.
Oh my god, that is
really,
lovely.
really cool.
Really nice.
Is this the war you were thinking of getting into? Is it
Triple Alliance? Yes,
yeah,
it is, and I'm not. I'm just not.
as much
as I find that conflict really interesting, the thought of painting up 2 full metal armies just gives me hives. So I'm not going to bother.
Well, Kevin has done also Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Oh, that is so cool. I think that's a steel fist, those miniatures, I think. But that is lovely. That is really, really cool.
That is brilliant.
And after just finishing Shogun as well, I've got some hankering to do something like that as well. Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very, very cool. Where are we? Where are we? KS Weir has done a Baron's War command. Very cool. Again, more freehand heraldry. There definitely seems to be more people trying their freehand heraldry, which is very, very cool. Because it's not always easy. I mean, I always try to do it just in shapes. You should, if you have a close look at any of the lions that I did on that commander I've shown you, they actually kind of look like Winnie the Pooh if you get up quite close, or if you look really hard, Big Bird.
Could someone please put Big Bird on livery, please?
Maybe we should do. I think we should do. Well, you got Ruckus, you can make your own commanders. Well, obviously, you can make your own commander for anything. Lee has done a unspecified commander, and bony it is. Look at that.
That's insane. Oh,
that's mad.
Is that Tomb King? I don't know.
Is that the new Tomb? Is it the new Tomb King?
The new. I think it's the new. I don't know.
I just like them.
Either way, they're bloody good.
I'm easily pleased. Martin has done. Everyone's doing names I can't pronounce. Has done General. I've Le Breve des Nuits. I don't know. Oh, God, my pronunciation. It's an amazing paint job.
Oh,
he's done this guy, and it looks awesome.
Was that the one that you said? Would I rather paint a drummer or one of those?
I would like to see you paint leopard print.
I wouldn't like to see me paint leopard print. I was not gonna.
I would, but only if you filmed it and sort of did a sort of a speeded up thing. That'd be quite funny. Next up, we have a noble chieftain from Matt. Hey! Oh yeah, I got that dude. He's a lovely model. I really like that one. Very nice. I like what he did with the scale armor. He's alternated the colours on the scales.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very, very cool. That's very cool. It's nice and subtle as well.
There was a dog there as well.
But always good to have a dog on a command base. Next we have what do we got here? We have Matt, who has done Vendi Chuan command.
Another dog
on the base. Very cool.
I love it.
Very clean.
That painting style is so clean.
It is, isn't it? The horse.
Oh, look at the markings on the horses as well. Lovely stuff. Brilliant.
Very cool. Neil has done Fighting Joe Wheeler. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Again, I just love seeing people's command bases, the effort and the details they put into them. That is fantastic.
Mark has done Christoph de Berg.
Christoph de Berg. That's got to be made up.
Christoph what?
Christoph de Berg.
I don't know. I don't want to guess it. Their names are. Look, that's very cool. Though. Look at the armor on the horse. Lovely.
Brilliant stuff.
Lovely stuff. Next up, Nick has an unspecified command stand. Very nice.
Yes.
That's really cool. I always like a telescope on a command stand. That's always a good thing.
That's why I love the different figures you see being used on command stands. We should dedicate an entire episode to command stands one week.
Well, there you go. That's my week next month sorted out. This is a French command, and that set from Perry is a classic. Really, really nice one.
I like that.
Lovely. Really, really cool. Next up, we have Paul, who has done the Caesar.
Hey,
excellent. Really, really nice.
That's really nice.
And then Paul has done, and then we have Paul, who has done. Hang on, let me get the name right because the ancestral trail continues. Legate Ricus Winku or Winkus.
Hey, that's excellent. Lovely stuff.
Excellent, and a big red bat base as well.
Yes, always like
Paul Mackay has done Sir Robert Whittington and one of his retainers, deciding how well they're going to get on in the Battle of Towton the next day. Clue, he didn't.
It does say from what I remember,
didn't go well.
It didn't go well at all. He's probably had better days.
It didn't go well. I mean, what he's done that blue dart. I mean, obviously we've already seen this one, but Paul's just done such a nice job on that armor. He really has. Lovely stuff. Next up, we have Philip, who's done just a command group. There we go. It's the first World War II stuff. Oh no, we've seen a couple of other World War II things actually. There's so many pictures. That is cracking. Really like that. Samuel has done. Oh, hang on. What's happened here? First horse and first command stand he's ever painted. Oh, and bloody lovely it is as well.
That's top work. Wow.
Really nice. Really cool. Very, very nice. Hang on a second. What does that say? So, Martin, does my ideal army kind of own a dog and a telescope? Absolutely. Then you'll win. Absolutely. So next up we have Richard has done the King of the Sassanids. I mean, that's mad.
Oh wow.
I was like, how can we make the elephant even more imposing? Like, that is just so cool. All this stuff is really cool.
It's brilliant.
This is one of the things I love about it. It's the range of projects that people are working on really is cool. Then we have Simon, who's done Venexia Condottieri in 15 mil. Now I've seen these look wicked.
15 mil.
Yeah.
Absolute wow. Just wow.
Lovely.
I think my eyes could take that.
Next. It's done a lot. Right. Is everyone deliberately picked like names to try and get me to pronounce them? Next up, Stephen has done Lord Crusader, Oebri del Marison? But it looks very cool. Look at that.
Oh.
That's very nice. We saw this display base. I like the display base as well. Sort of the Giant's Causeway effect.
I was going to say Giant's Causeway. Look, it's got going on there. That is fantastic.
That is really cool. I've got base envy now. Next up, hang on, I'm gonna have to scroll down. We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Stuart has done a daimyo for
nice.
his samurai. Really nice. Very, very cool. A lot of imposing headgear. I like the choice of the black armor as well. Really nice. Tony has done Julius. Hang on a minute. Isn't that the one we just had?
Yes.
Well, that's the one I've been sent. So Tony's done Julius Caesar. So now I'm not sure whose Julius Caesar I sold off previously, but I'm sure Warren will send me the right one. I'm not quite entirely sure what's going on, but never mind. Then we have Tony has done the Duke of Brunswick. Look at that. And his staff. I always like staff officers on things as well. Who's going again? Just like command bases. Warren, because he's done this. This is the Cardinal Pasmino Demonic Nuncio.
What Dave?
He looks very angry. Oh, I've just seen the sort of flayed person up on the.
Yeah, I just noticed that. That's a nice touch, isn't it?
Yeah, excellent. And then last but not least, Tony has done Nosy. He's done the Duke of Wellington and Napoleon. That's really cool. Really nice stuff.
I think it was fitting to end it on Napoleonic command bases. I think that was, yeah.
Guys, I mean, that's fantastic. Remember, if you want to take part in the OPC, there's no prize other than just, personal pride and, the ability to show off to your friends. But if you want to take part, head over to the Facebook group. They're pinned at the top of the sort of the rules, if you like, about entry. And when you post your entry, just put OPC. I think it's OPC #24 #OPC. There's a hashtag. Have a look at it. It's on there. And this month is cavalry, that lovely thing that everybody likes. So definitely.
Are you painting some hussars?
Absolutely not. My OPC thing is fallen on its ass completely. It was only meant to be a few space marines, but some things have happened that mean I'm not going to get those done. So yeah, and that was just. And to be fair, I didn't get last month's done. Maybe in the last month of the year, I'll have some kind of mad painting catch up, and go through all the old ones and catch up.
Go through seven. Yeah, go through seven in one go. There we go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, there we go. We hit it in one, and it's probably about time to actually do the topic because it's 5 to 9.
So it always happens though when we have the OPC. So we do tend to run over a little bit, but yes. Stepping outside of your painting comfort zone. So in the chat. Are you a yes or a no? Do you like what you like and you stick with what you like, or do you get distracted and just want to try everything and anything? How would you consider your comfort zone then, Martin?
My comfort zone is 28mm.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. No, my comfort zone. I mean, I don't. Okay, so I stepped out of my comfort zone recently when I painted those tanks, and I hated every second of it. I've got another one to do as well. For Acton Panzer, I've got another one that Warlord has sent me to paint up. I just don't enjoy it. I don't know what it is, but you get me on the things like the complicated heraldry, and I don't care. I think that's quite fun. I don't know what's wrong with me. You see, I'd rather spend 5 hours trying to pick out a surcoat with the Earl of Warwick's stuff on it than to paint another panther. Because I do like to step out of my comfort zone to try new things. So I will occasionally paint up a fantasy figure, or just do something with some kind of like magic effects going on, because it's just a bit different, and I do like to do that. And I think stepping out your comfort zone is good for learning other techniques and things, if that's a way of putting it. So as far as sort of painting is concerned, yes, I do. But my comfort zone, I suppose, is really 28mm. I do paint some small scale stuff. But yeah, 28mm is probably is my comfort zone, and I would say 80% of my collection of all my stuff is 28mm. So very much in my sort of medieval and ancients. I haven't really had a desire to go back to painting Napoleonics. I could do it. So I guess, would that be stepping out of my comfort? Doing hussars, I didn't feel was outside my comfort zone. But it is doing 6mm. Actually, let me rephrase that, because I still think I could go back and do 6mm and I'd enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy the 6mm that I chose to do. The whole experience was excruciating, and I just wanted to end myself by all the figures. It was just so just unbelievably soul destroyingly dull. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't be bothered with it. But by the time I finished those figures as well, which I don't think, not trying to sort of, blow my own horn, I think they looked all right. I think they looked good. It looked like Samurai, but every time I looked at them, all I felt was hatred. So I was never going to game. I was never going to game with them. I even went to the effort of actually doing the kanji and everything on the on the standards, but it's still just nah. What about you? What would you say is your comfort zone? Just World War II, or 28mm?
It's until a couple of years ago, I'd have said 28mm World War II. But now that over the past couple of years I've branched into, I've done 20mm and 15mm. I would just say World War II. Regardless of the scale, because I do enjoy the 28mm. I enjoy just painting them. I mean, stick me down with some 28mm plastic figures, bit of kit bashing, some uniforms. I know where I am. I'm comfortable with it. But I mean, before we came on, I did mention, Martin, that I think over the past sort of, I'm going to say two and a bit years, I've definitely moved away from my comfort zone for a lot of things. I mean, there's some things I've tried and then jumped straight back into my comfort zone. So I think Napoleonics would be a good example of me massively lost outside of my comfort zone. I never know what I'm doing. Am I painting the wrong cuffs? I mean, were these pom-poms used in 1809? Or I don't like painting the uniforms. They're too bright. And I just no. That is definitely something where I've stepped outside my lane. I've gone to the uncomfort zone. I've tried it, and to be fair, I have tried it. I've painted French. I've painted British.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
Prussian, and I've disliked every single one of them. Especially those Prussian Landwehr. They bored the ever living snot out of me. My word, they were dull.
What was that? Sorry, what bored the snot out of you? It just dropped out.
Oh, sorry, the Prussian Landwehr.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my plan for those was they're quite simple. I'll paint a lot quite quickly, and I painted half the box, and then realised that I didn't want to paint the other half for reasons of my own personal health and safety. Because
I had whole plans of doing like a whole division of those.
Yeah,
I did one unit.
Well, more than I did. I mean, people have said to if you want to bulk out your armies, I imagine with contrast paints, I can imagine you can fly through those really, really, really quickly. I've found recently as well is that I'm getting not bored, but I need to do something different sort of each night or each day, each time I paint. I can't just, apart from those Faustmaker last week when that's all I painted, because I had a goal, I need to get them done. So over the sort of the past weeks, I've been painting 10mm fantasy, 28mm stuff for Space Weirdos and the Doomed. I've been building a Panzer III for bolt action. So I've been jumping between, because I don't know whether I never used to be like that. I could sit down and quite easily batch paint sort of a box of 30 bolt action infantry over the course of sort of 4 weeks. Wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
But what I found recently is I can't do that. I need to be doing something different. I need to be going to the the hobby carvery or buffet. I think a buffet is a bit more a bit more rock and roll than a carvery. So that's what I found. And it's, I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, comfort zone for me is, I'd like to think I would try anything. I mean, I really want to try 6mm again at some point. Because the last time I painted 6mm was 2006, and we're talking a good 18 years ago now.
I just need to find a project that makes me see. The thing is, I love painting, right? And I saw David on here. He's saying, you know, the cool thing about it is you're painting the unit, not the figure. But I really enjoy painting the figures. I really like picking out figures. I really like that visual, you know, creating those mini dioramas within groups. And obviously you can do stuff like that. 6mm, you can create scenes and that. I've seen quite a lot of people do it. Robin does it quite a bit, but I think I enjoy painting too much, so I'd have to find the right project to want to do 6mm on. It'd probably have to be just something that I guess would be, I don't know. I don't want to say something I wouldn't particularly care about, but something that I don't want to spend a lot of time on.
Yeah. Got you.
You know, to do that. But I guess my comfort zone, because I've just seen Ian say, is your comfort zone simply not what you like? I not necessarily. Your comfort zone could just be painting faces. You know, you don't have to like painting them. Comfort zone could also be batch painting, like Dom does. He's very, very much at home doing that, isn't he?
Yeah,
just cranking them out. So I guess that's that. Yeah, it's interesting. Game wise, I guess what. If I stepped out of my comfort zone, I played a couple of different types of games. I've tried more World War II games. I've just done that bloody tank game, Acton Panzer. That was different. That was different for me, and I enjoyed it. Probably because it's not doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
I've played a couple of games recently. Well, I say recently, in the last sort of couple of years that are quite popular, but I would say are. What I would say is pushing the boundaries of boredom for me, anyway. You know, one of those things that by the second turn I'd regretted agreeing to play. So I think yeah. I think painting wise, it's just a case of I step out of it. When sometimes I'll see something, I'll be like, I really want to paint that. I've got no desire to play the game or collect it. But like a good example of those Batman miniatures. I love those Batman miniatures. I did play the first edition of the game, but I think they're on like their third or fourth. But I love Batman, so occasionally I'll pick up a Batman miniature and paint it, just because again it's a bit different. So
I think that, I mean, that's a good point. It's different. I think, like I mentioned before earlier, I need different things each time I paint. And I think I don't know what it is, but I get bored easily these days. But I don't think it's really a comfort zone thing for me. I can imagine for me, comfort zone, it's just painting World War II. I know I can paint it, and I enjoy painting it, and even kit bashing. That's my comfort zone, is kit bashing. I'd stepping out my comfort zone is not kit bashing, especially when it comes to plastics. I just love combining kits and making new unique miniatures. That's why I enjoy the Doomed and Space Weirdos. You get so many kits. Especially I've been working on combining several Necromunda kits to make gangs for Space Weirdos. That's been tremendous fun. But I know for some people, kit bashing or converting their figures is a big especially stuff like Term 28, where it involves putting mud and crap and tufts and things over perfectly functioning Napoleonic figures. It gives Dom a nervous tick anytime I post Term 28.
You can feel the shiver, can't you, in the foot, like the disturbance in the force.
How dare you? How dare you? Right, let's have a look at some comments that we've got in the chat. So Adam, he's fallen out of hobby comfort zone this month and gone for burrows and badgers. He's loving it.
That's a really good one to jump out.
It is. It's I say this to anyone I speak to about burrows and badgers, is I always say try painting them once and you'll be hooked. You will want to paint more, buy more, because they are just such exquisite miniatures and so different to what you'd normally paint them. I can't recommend it enough, Dave. I think
it's like
all
therapy, isn't it?
It is. And I've got 2 left that I ordered after York in February that I need to finish painting. So I think I'm going to be breaking those out next week. But yeah, no, it's good to see it's revitalized your hobby, Adam. Having been in that place recently, I know it's not a nice place at all. Rob, he's just started painting 28 medievals after 40 years of painting 6, 10, and 15. That's definitely your comfort zone.
Wow.
That. Yeah. How's that going for you? I mean, I imagine. What do you think? If you start at 28 mil for years and then go down to smaller scales, do you think that's easier or more difficult than going from smaller scales up to 28 mil?
I think you'd initially find it quite hard, and then you'd probably get like a tipping point where all of a sudden it would click. A bit like when you was about what you were saying about painting the Warlord epic ones, where you said
yes,
you and Dom were talking about I don't need to do this because no one's going to see it. So it's about painting the approximation of a face, the approximation of an arm.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where roughly the belt should be, because at that sort of size, who really cares?
No. I think, and again, that's when painting my ACW for Epic. That is something it's a mantra I have to tell myself every time I paint those things. Is a good 50% of that base will not be seen ever by anyone. So you don't need to put as much detail into that rear rank. But I end up doing it anyway because it's just one of those things.
Because you're a sadist, yeah.
I'm a sadist, basically. Philip, as the topic, he definitely wants to take some time in the second half of the year for some other stuff like spending time on single minis and trying 15 mil.
I thought he was going to say something like spending time with my family or with my wife, my partner. No,
painting. I can reckon 15 mil, especially those Battlefront World War II. They are great. Always enjoy painting those. Like for my O group stuff. So Don, he enjoys playing large battles. We gravitate to 15 mil at epic scale, but I don't enjoy painting those scales. I much prefer painting 28. Not sure what his comfort zone is. That's a weird one. That.
Yeah, there's some kind. Yeah, there's some stuff wrapped up there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I mean, I can understand, why people prefer the smaller scales for the bigger battles, but I mean, I'm the same. I like painting those ACW because they're smaller, and I will get more and more painted. But I still prefer painting 28 mil. I still get a lot more enjoyment from 28 mil. David, so Martin, you referenced this before. So painting is outside David's comfort zone. By paint 6 mil, you paint units, not figures. Yes, I can. I can certainly see. I can certainly see that. Rich, 20 mil pretty much my comfort zone, although we'll try 20 mil for World War II Far East now in the Lard East Far East book is out. Yes, and very popular as that seems to be. I know many people have been waiting for that to come out. Dan, my problem is I don't realize something is out of my comfort zone, so I've already spent the money and attempted to paint it. Absolutely. I think a lot
I'm
of
glad someone said it.
I'm glad someone said it. I think we've all been there. Do you know what my prime example for that is Malifaux?
Oh, God. I had loads of those.
I bought those on a whim because I loved the figures on the box. I was like, I just want to paint these. They're brilliant.
Were these the plastics or the old or the very first
these were the plastics. And so I got home. I was like, yes. No, there's so many pieces and they're so small, and I don't want to wreck these miniatures. So I didn't end up painting any of them. I just didn't do anything with them.
The metals, the original metals, were lovely. They had loads of character to them, and then they kind of just became. They became very bland, in my opinion. I know that sounds nuts because if you look at them, they're doing all sorts. There's guys surfing on a coffin and clouds of hell are coming out of it. But I just quite like the metal version where he was just like had the coffin strapped to his back and he had 2 guns. I did enjoy that game, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. I think the box I bought was the how should I put this? They were Zombie Ladies of the Night.
My brother-in-law has those. They're horrible to play against. I didn't like that. They were nasty to play against. They were not fun.
David has stepped outside his comfort zone with a 54mm medieval figure from an Etsy company, broken branch, cracked cane, or something like that.
So you're one of lucky ones who's taking it. But some people have really done some awesome stuff with those. They really have. But that's it. I stepped out of my comfort zone because everyone was saying, "Could you sell this large scale? Could you sell this large scale?" And I thought, well, I'll give it a go. But if I give it a go, I've got to paint one because I need to put one on the store. Because I send a couple of them out to people who like Paul and Stu, and they do bits on them. People who are interested. But I like to have my own version painted. And I sat here there looking at it for ages, going, right. So what do we do? Because we can actually see the mistakes now. You know, so that was hard. I remember Haley gone out that night. Haley was at a party or something, and I was in here, and I spent 3 hours just doing the flesh. Because I went even bigger. For the one I did a 75mm one.
That's big.
I thought, and I was like, my God, he's got a bum chin, and I didn't even realise. And I was sort of like, so how obvious? How I highlight the bum chin?
I know when I was painting that I mean, I think that's about 54mm as well. I've never painted anything that big before, apart from that Birdman type thing. But again, that was outside my comfort zone. It was like, yeah, you can see every detail. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna ruin this. Andy, after years and years of enamels, I really enjoy staying outside my comfort zone, especially when it involves buying new paints and gadgets. Ottomans, lots of new paint. Lots of, yes, I can well imagine. Benjamin, in his comfort zone with foot soldiers. Okay. Rich?
Yep, good point.
Yep, 28mm is my comfort zone for scale, but we'll now trade 20mm for Far East Force, and now that the Lardy's Far East book is out. Yep. Sashio? Comfort zone, 28mm sci-fi and fantasy. Stepping outside of that is 28mm historical since he bought a 3D printer. I can understand
good
that.
Choice.
Trevor is getting to historicals last year after 25 years away from war games to all Warhammer base and learning new rules. That's definitely outside of a comfort zone. That really is.
Yep.
Simon, his comfort zone is anything that Osprey do a book on to give me a clue of what colours go where.
So is that a bit like Dom? I don't mean that in a horrible way, because Dom's comfort zone is if you took him and said, paint this however you want with no point of reference, he'd short circuit.
Those elves. When he sat down, he was like, I can't paint them. I don't know what colours to use.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that he's definitely outside his comfort zone. It's Lubu, out of my comfort zone, building warlord metal weapon teams without instructions.
Building that rocket from Empress Miniatures without instructions live on the stream. I can't remember what episode that is. If anyone comes across that for the clip show, do you remember?
You swore quite a lot.
Oh no, that's my brush.
What was that?
See, it wasn't.
Was that the episode you got glue in your beard?
I got it in my eyebrow.
Oh, was it that? And you got glue.
I got glue in my eyebrow and my eyelashes because I had my head in my hands from trying to stick that bloody thing together. Actual trauma. I think that one got demonetized quite quickly, actually.
I know there was the odd curse word, and then I think by about the end it fell apart, and it must
have been bad because I got some genuine messages from people saying, "Are you okay?
Do we need an intervention?" Yeah, don't make any of these rocket kits. Lionheart generally sticks to 28mm historical miniatures. Never had painted anything smaller until him and a friend went halves on a new epic ACW. Yeah, first uncomfortable painting. Now I'm fine. Absolutely, I was the same with mine. I think for me it was I tried to paint too many all at one go. I tried to paint 6 strips all at once, and I was like, "This isn't even entertaining. This is not remotely entertaining. This is horrible. I don't know why I'm doing it." I put them all in a box, put them in the corner, and left them for about 18 months. But then when I went back to them, change the number I was painting, and I find them quite therapeutic to paint now. Complete opposite to what I used to be like with them. I just despised them when I first started painting them. I mean, I said to my mate at the weekend, I've tried all 3 epic ranges now, and my favourite's the ACW. I just think they've got enough interest with the sculpts that I can fly through them quite quickly. So yeah, I do enjoy painting them. They are really quite nice. But I can understand why when you first start painting them, people do find them a tad uncomfortable.
That's fair enough.
I can certainly see that. Epicist outside my zone. Really fancy the Hail Caesar. Keep trying, but feel a pain when I paint any epic. I know for me, it's all about finding a technique that suits you and it isn't going to send you funny, because that's what I need to do. I need to find something that I could comfortably paint and be happy with. Steve, I've been unable to get into a groove painting 6mm yet. Steve, I hope you do. I want to see how many 6mm figures you can paint and put on that table, because it would just be a sight to behold, my friend. It would be absolutely fantastic to see that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you paint 6mm. See, that should be really, really interesting. Right, we're on 20:09. Have we got any news? Well, I'll rephrase
news,
that.
Yes.
Have you got any news? I don't have news.
I have a few things, right. and then the one main thing. So yeah, we're gonna bother with the intro, or should we just
might as well. There we
Every time in chat, I can rocket off. But you didn't do the rocket though, did you? You did the crew. The crew were lovely. They didn't. They weren't. I didn't have to balance them on a rock and spin it together, and my eyebrows weren't glued to. One of my eyebrows is actually stuck to that bloody thing. Every time I go on about, he's there in the chat lurking. Oh dear. Right. So let's start with the not big news. I don't know if you guys picked this up in the last one, and that is that Test of Honor had a new Ashigaru command set out, which is very cool. So what's quite nice about this is each of these are essentially add-ons to an Ashigaru unit. So you don't have stat cards that come with them. Actually, that's a lie. I think there's one. But you add the musician in, or you add the standard bearer in, and so that's quite nice. I like that. When games do that kind of thing. It's also just nice to see he's still putting bits out. So I might pick those up, but I'd be tempted to do them in that blue that I've already done, and I kind of feel like I've got to do an opposing force. So now I'm going to obviously have to paint like bright orange armor or something like that. So anyway, I saw those out. Star Wars Shatterpoint, the game that confuses everyone. Even me and Don were looking at it. Salute. It looks really, really cool. Don't understand what's going on. Don't want to play it. Like how the miniatures look, because the way that they're put together, aren't they? They're teams, aren't they? They're essentially team ups from so bit. So they've just done some from Rebels, but they did this one, and again, I would be tempted to buy this to paint it because I think it's cool. It's a classic team, if you like, and that's it's when they're in the Death Star, and I think that's. I've got to say, I think that's really cool. I really do.
Yeah, that is nice.
I really, really like that. No idea how the game plays. Well, I sort of have an idea how the game plays, but I would get that, paint it, and maybe do a display base. I really like that. Really do. I think that's really smart. So anyway, that's out. Battlefront's book for the Battle of Front for D-Day. So this is it's not brand new. It's there because they've done lots of previous D-Day books. I've got a couple of them, and this has got some extra stuff added in, updated for the new edition, and some new scenarios and new lists and things in. So that I believe that's on pre-order. I don't know if it's actually out yet, but I believe it's on the way. One for you, Steve. Do you know the game Mutant? The role-playing game Mutant. Mutant is a Swedish game. It's a role-playing game. I have it over here. And it's basically post-apocalyptic. You're a mutant, you get strange powers, and you've got to find food and water to survive. Anyway, it's done really well. And they've now got a sort of miniatures game that's coming out called Zone Wars. Now, in this, it started out initially just as, simple mutants, such as I don't know, you grow fly wings, or you get scaly skin, that kind of thing. The second expansion, which is the version of the role-playing game I've got and we love, is this, which is called Gen Lab Alpha, which is where basically
it's the I remember this.
Your animals,
yes,
your animals. But you'll be like a badger with a bow and arrow made out of a ski or something like that, and you're just trying to escape the enclosure. Then there was a robot one, but they've now put them into this thing called Zone Wars. So, a little skirmish gaming if you want to watch a rabid mutant warthog batter a guy with fly wings. But again, just something a little bit different. There is other news, but it's been 2 weeks, and some of the stuff from 2 weeks ago has been chatted about so much in the group, I didn't see the point in putting it up. So we might as well put up the main news, which obviously Warlord announced, and the pre-order went out for the new Epic range, which is the Hannibal Hail Caesar set. They've put up all of their, I was about to say all their offers, but all of the various incarnations that you can buy this in. So this one here is the battle set. This isn't, I see everyone going on about a starter set. This is not a starter set, this one. It is the battle set. This is like those, I've got the Waterloo battle set, which is
one,
everything. Yeah, it's everything all in. Whereas what they've done, they've got two, hang on, so that set comes with ×4 of everything on there, basically, plus more that I couldn't be bothered to screen capture. That's their big one, and obviously I know a lot of people have seen the price and gone £240, don't want to pay that, but that's if you want everything. It's not a starter. You won't need to buy anything else. I mean, we'll want to, but you don't need to. Not that you have to buy any of it to start with, to be honest. What they have done is got two other starters, a bit like with the Waterloo range. You can get the Hannibal Barker's Carthaginians, which is a £90 box, which comes with 3 divisions worth of stuff, plus extras, plus rulebook. And then you've got the Legions of Scipio as well, which is a £90 box, plus the rulebook and all of the others. So the big bundle thing is two of the big bundle boxes, plus more, plus extras, plus scenery. So it's all on there. There's lots of different options. You can even just get the cut down rulebook. The mini rulebook, which is like the Pike and Shot one. So the rules for the Carthaginians and everything else is in there. There is no Punic Wars expansion. And I know because I asked. So there is no Punic Wars. It's not like the Gallic Wars where it's got its own book. Everything is in that book. So all of the stats for everything and the campaigns and whatever is in there. Obviously, you can get it through Warlords. You can get it through Boards and Swords, which if you go over, follow the link, which should be at the top of the chat, but I will post it in the chat again. If you want to pre-order that, then you can basically grab that and get a 5% discount if you put PCP5 in. Shaco said, based on voting, the Battle Group had Baz is very popular despite the price. But you say despite the price, but what else? How people are going to spend 240 quid in one go, and they're going to have more miniatures. Are they really going to need to buy anything else? Whereas you could drop 240 quid on metal miniatures for another project and not even get half an army. Some people will buy it, some people won't. Some people like it.
I think as well. I mean, there's not many games, especially big mass games like that, where you can spend 240 quid for everything. It's just there. It's just everything. And you will, I mean, one, you'd be hard pressed to paint the entire box. Actually, it will take me until the next Ice Age to paint what's in that box. But yeah, like I said, James said, it is a cracking deal. I think it's a really good deal.
Well, it should be said as well. Obviously, you can get this stuff all at other scales and other producers. You can, and one of the interesting things would be to see, which other producers, sort of a bit like with the Pusher Pike and the blah, 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 ACW and Napoleon. It's not I keep saying Napoleonic range. It's not a Napoleonic range. This is what does my head in. It's a Waterloo range. Because you see people saying that Warlord, Warlord are a business, fine, fair enough. They haven't finished the Napoleonics. Well, it's not a Napoleonic, it's a Waterloo range. It's a Gettysburg range, it's Waterloo range. They don't have to add any of those in. And I think obviously once they've got this out, they'll probably circle back around. What I'm going to find interesting in this is how they're going to change the rules, because Hail Caesar's got some very key differences to Black Powder. The main one being numbers of casualties, because in Hail Caesar there's a lot more. Because in Black Powder you get free stamina, and then your unit is shaken, right? In Hail Caesar, it's double that. It's 6. That's if you're playing on those rules. Not at 28 mil, because remember the rule book could be used for any scale. So I don't know if maybe for epic range, for their epic, whatever, if they're going to bring that down, because otherwise you are going to have a lot of casualty counters on that table. So it will be interesting. I was wondering if they were going to maybe suggest bringing it down. I might even look at bringing it down myself. We shall see. This is an epic range that I am, going to jump into, because I haven't done any of the others. But I did have my failed Carthaginian project a couple of years ago. So this is a chance. Paul hit it on the head as well. Number of miniatures doesn't matter for Hail Caesar. So because I've seen a lot of people commenting on the basing for this, like, is it going to be 2 bases a unit or 3 bases a unit? Well, just do whatever the hell you like. Hail Caesar's always been good like that. I mean, I'll probably go to what I'd normally do, which is 3 bases wide is standard, 6 large, 2 small, and then just add and take away things like that, and then put an elephant on it, because elephants are fun.
Because an elephant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pleased they've done it. I think what they've got lined up with what they were showing off, there's quite there's still a lot to come which hasn't been included at this level, if you like, at this release. But there's still quite a lot in there. So you've got Roman. So to start off, you've got your Romans. You've got the allies. You've got the Carthaginians, and the Carthaginians are actually spread over 2 frames, which include Gauls, Iberians, and Libyans. And then there's another one. Then there's elephants. I think there's 5 frames at the minute, and then there'll be, the named commanders and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, and of course, you get there's it's not exclusively. Also, it's a small hint. It's Hail Caesar epic battles, not exclusively Hannibal. No, that's true. That's very, very true. It's I think there's a lot of people who want to use the Gauls for something else. So, Martin, you need to save your money for the epics tank. That's not happening. That's not happening. It would look cool though. It would look really good. You'd be tempted, Steve. I mean, the normal boxes are there, like a division box is 30 quid. No, I'm
going to say no. I've started with my ACW, and that, I think for me, that is my epic range. I'm enjoying painting it. I've combined it with learning about the history of it. Don from Bigger City's been a massive help for me, so it's been good chatting with Don about the history of it. So no, that's what I'm sticking with. And I just like painting it, and I don't want to. If I started painting elephants, and as much as I'd like to paint elephants at that scale, I just think it would distract me from ever finishing my ACW. So no, I'm showing a bit of restraint and a bit of common sense for this one.
Could you not get those and turnip them, and then have turnipped elephants, like little?
Possibly, I remember. I was coming back from crack. When I was coming back from CrackCon with Evil Jim. I remember the night before we got a bit drunk and we were talking about turnip 13.5.
Yeah. Yes, no, I remember now. Yes, I do remember actually.
So so it'll be interesting to try it at that scale, I guess. But epic scale turnips from Andrew. Yes, I mean I can certainly see it, but no, I am showing some sort of restraint this time. I'm just being pragmatic and sticking with my Asian. I like painting them, and I just want to get them on the table for a game of black powder in the very near future. So, no, I could certainly see it be interesting, and the thought of all those Romans and Gauls lined up, from an aesthetic point of view, I think it's going to look fantastic on the tabletop.
I'm keen to see how what people do with it to us. You can turn it the anciency, but if you try and turn it yourself, it's going to be.
Don't worry, don't. I couldn't do it, mate. I really couldn't do it. No, I've not even.
That sounds like a challenge.
No, it's like I wouldn't turnip the Reconquer stuff. I couldn't do anything to them. I just couldn't. There's just some figures that are just awful.
Not the Reconquer.
When it comes to turnipizing.
I've got his Saladin about to go through the printer. I had a bit of a typically I think obviously the printer's been doing quite a lot of work recently, and I got a micro perforation in the FEP.
That's happened to mine.
Wow. Yeah, it's not fun, is it? You're like, why has that happened? And then you lift it up and go, oh dear.
I've literally just taken it off. I've just bought some, and I've just taken the 120 screws or so that keep the thing together. No, my last printing, I was like, there's a bit of resin leaking out there. What's going on here? I took the lid off. I was like, bloody hell's fire, resin everywhere.
Yeah, no, that's when you set the exposure going as quickly as possible to solidify. That's what screen protectors are for. So, turn it to ragged staff minis all you want. Now. I'll start talking about your desk again. We'll go back to the desk chat.
I thought that said turnip salad. Turnip salad in. Oh god, I couldn't eat a turnip salad. Oh god.
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
god,
so there's quite a lot of them.
I need to replace my FVP too. You just changed the FVP on 3 printers, Mike. Is there like some kind of thing going on at the moment with people's FVP? I mean, I know how mine happened. I had a bit of a dodgy print with a Panzer that I was painting that went a bit mad, and I think it's pierced it when I came to retrieve the broken bits from inside the resin.
Yeah, so I lost my rag with mine because I was changing the FEP, but I kept threading the screws, and I was getting angry, and I just wanted to have sod it, so I just bought a brand new vat with the FEP. It's already installed, so I've got a spare one because I was just getting angrier and angrier. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I just ordered it. I got to the point where I was like, I'm doing a time cost analysis here against me doing this, and there's sort of like the net outcome of what it's going to be. So yeah, no, that happened.
No, I mean, I didn't realize how common it was. I thought it was it would be something that happened after months and months and months.
Well, my first one, the first time it happened to me was I replaced the first FEP after 10 months. The second one lasted 5. So, yeah, I guess it just obviously depends on what you're doing. And
yeah. Oh, yeah. So many screws. Absolutely. I sat down to work one night and thought, I'll just take all the screws off. And I was like, gee, can you get any more screws in this thing? It was a total pain. Right. So look at some more starred. So Lionheart. Oh, no, we've done Lionheart. Who's next? So Matt. I found myself constantly painting things as well as I could, and I never got anything done. Yeah, welcome to my world. I had to find a mid-tier of painting I was happy with, but trying to find that felt horrible. It does feel horrible at first. Yes, I feel your pain, mate. And it is good when you find yourself settling on that technique where you can just you're happy with what you're doing, and you can sort of start flying through stuff.
Yeah,
it's an interesting one from Paul. Outside his comfort zone, he's trying to paint in a grim, dark style. Always want to brighten them up. Absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, I was when I've been doing my 40k stuff. I trying not to come back in and do certain highlights and just going, that's okay, walking away from it. It's really hard. Really,
it is. I find that with turnip sometimes, where because when I paint turnip, I have a completely different technique to what I'd normally paint. I just normally have greens and browns and purples and reds all in a mush on my palette, and I paint really quickly, and I rely on washes and very basic highlights. I have to once I reach a point where I have to stop painting, because I know if I go overboard with the highlights, they won't look how I want them. I want them to look grimy and grungy and gross. And I think if you over highlight them, there's a danger you can lose that aesthetic from it. So I can understand. It's definitely a good point from Paul there. Why? After a year and a half away, he doesn't have a comfort zone. I try always to work different things and techniques, always aiming to a tabletop stand. Yeah, I can. Yes. I think, trying new techniques is definitely a new thing. I want to. There's one technique I want to try, and I saw it. I had them from Tabletop Minions, and it was using oil washes for Grimdark.
I've done that.
Like it was enamel washes. So you splodge it all over a miniature, and you get a piece of cloth, and you just wipe it off, and it leaves this really, really grungy, nice look.
Do you remember when I did oil painting? I oil painted those orcs. I was sending you and Dom those pictures, and you were just sending me back abuse. Basically, you were like, "It looks like," I quote, "It looks like a fucking clown." I believe is what Dom said, and then it moved. I really enjoyed that. Tedious.
Yes.
Could not do a army. Could do a small the skirmish.
Skirmish. I think it would work really well. For
and
skirmish games.
The playing around with the skin tones and that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
That's definitely something I want to try at some point. This should come as no surprise to anybody who knows. So Laser Pirate painting 28mm fantasy for Kings of War is his comfort zone. I wouldn't have known that.
No, don't, dude.
Just the 28 armies painted so far. 28.
That's ridiculous.
No, we take a break every now and again. Do something completely different. At the moment, it's 28mm AWI. That's a bit of a stark change there. This is an interesting one from Dan. A friend keeps asking me to play a style of game that is not in my comfort zone, and I am reluctant primarily because I get so little gaming time. I want to make sure it's something I enjoy. Do you know what? I completely agree with that.
Yep. I 100% agree. And it's something you actually have to appreciate as well when you invite people to do gaming and things. It might, the kind of game that you want to play is, not necessarily something they might be into. For example, if anyone ever invites you to play anything naval, I usually automatically say no. So yeah.
No, it's like when I played X-Wing years ago, I used to get my best mate round because although he's not a war gamer, he's a Star Wars fan, and he liked X-Wing. And then one week he said, a bit of a change of game this time. We're playing a different game this Friday. And he turned up and I'd set up Blood Bowl. And his face just dropped. He was like, "Oh, right." We didn't even get past the first half. There was so little enthusiasm. He just didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy the mechanics. He didn't enjoy. I've never met anyone who doesn't enjoy Blood Bowl, so it's quite the anomaly. But I can imagine that would be, that would be annoying. But especially if you are limited with your gaming time, what you don't want to do is spend 2, 3, 4 hours on a game that you've got no interest or enthusiasm for.
Exactly.
That would drive me a bit potty. Major clanger. As a historian, I simply have interest. A historical example: Wars of the Roses 28mm, 20mm Wars at Eastern Front. I once went out my comfort zone with 2 English Revolution zones, and I hated it. I think sometimes you do have to step outside your comfort zone to realise you don't like something. Yeah. I did that with my Napoleonics.
In so many ways, not just miniature walking.
No. For me, it's normally music and films.
Well, yeah. Is that how I did? Did I see that Don listened to the Smiths and was not a fan?
He wasn't a fan. He really wasn't. Tell you what, Martin, I was outside my comfort zone the other night with that Conan the Barbarian Swordsman film.
I wondered where that was going for a second, but that looked a bit. You didn't finish it though, did you?
No, I watched 25. It's only over 72 minutes. I watched 25, and I thought, you know what? I just can't. I can't put my brain through this. I had no idea what was going on at all. Just I couldn't understand any of it, and it was like there was some of the over the top fighting sequences like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Yeah, there was that, but it was like budget. Yeah.
God.
If anyone
wants just got a guy in a washing line flying past.
It was. Yeah. If anyone wants to watch, it's on Amazon Prime. It's called Conan the Barbarian Swordsman. Conan with a K. And yeah, it's interesting. Well, I watched 25 minutes and I my brain submitted. I had to give up on that. Jonas, comfort zone, 28mm World War II armor. Is that the same for you, Martin?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, it's just World War II in general. Just sort of, I don't know why. I used to enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's out because it's been out of your comfort zone. I could do it, but I hate it.
Yeah. Leaving comfort zone, Napoleonics, posting his work online and talking about hobby at work. They're two interesting ones. I am, whether I'm posting it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or my own channel, I am equally terrified as the very first day I started doing it. I'm still terrified posting stuff now. So I can understand why that's outside your comfort zone. I mean, in the PCP group, I know it's like sort of, we're a friendly bunch, but throwing it out there to especially like somewhere like Twitter. But I will say the gaming community on Twitter are some very, very lovely people. And I've got to know a few really nice people on Twitter. But no, I can definitely see that. Talking about hobby at work. My team know what I do. And I talk about it every now and again, but it's not something I predominantly mention.
I talk about it if asked. I'm quite lucky that I've got quite a few people at work who are sort of into similar things. But I only talk about it if asked, really, mainly because otherwise I'll just go on and on and on about it.
Well, I got someone off my team, and her and a partner are both D&D players. So there's a common link there. But mostly I tell them about burrows and badgers. They seem to like that. My Dewey doesn't. Everyone should like burrows and badgers because it's absolutely brilliant. Dermot, stepping out of his comfort zone, getting back into war games for 20 years, and deciding to go with Wofu minis. Oh, sorry, Wofu. I've been watching too many films. Wofu minis. How big a step out of your comfort zone is going to 2D minis? I do like them. I think they look fantastic. I just think they look brilliant. I don't know. Yeah, I mean that is a step out of your comfort zone because you're just playing with 2D and pre-painted 2D images.
That reminds me. That's just reminded me.
Yes.
Ken's Paper Soldiers is no longer on play.
No longer on.
He's not running.
He's not running. Did he have an accident with some matches?
I don't know that he's. I did chat to him yesterday and the day before. He's got a lot going on at the moment. Bless him. There is a lot. But, no, he won't be running it. He'll still be there, but that won't be running. So just in case anyone was thinking of partaking in some paper play, that's not going there.
No,
I'll be updating the list.
Steve, go for Napoleonic drummer, Highland Tartans, and Hussars. You come out of it as a stronger man after it, I promise. I wouldn't say stronger man, I'd say more angry and broken and beaten down. I can't even begin to it. I mean, I've painted a Napoleonic drummer. I've not painted a Hussar, and I've certainly not painted a Highland Tartan.
I had plans on doing a whole division of Highlanders, and that ended after I did one unit. I finished that unit, and that was it.
I could paint them in my clan tartan. My family are from my ancestors are Scottish, so.
Sorry, I was going to reply. Cheers, James. We've got something sorted for it. It's not going to be another game, but we need a table for something else currently in a minute. But thank you.
Cheers, James. And Red Sven, techniques I found out in his comfort zone, scales take an adjustment, but they get there soon. You tend to stick to known methods, but try one new thing at a project. So that's one thing I've never tried is OSL ever.
I've done OSL. It's interesting.
I don't think I'd like it. I really don't. Yeah, I just don't think I would. Stepping outside of my comfort zone was not using Agrax Earthshade. I used to be my staple. Paint a figure, drown it in Agrax Earthshade, and repeat until the next project. So, purposely taking myself away from that technique, I think I'm a better painter for it. I just found it was something that I was just too reliant on. And looking back, the results weren't exactly great anyway. Some of them were a bit crap, to be fair. I don't even own a single pot of Agrax anymore. Because that's like saying I'm coming out of an addiction or something, isn't it? I have not got any more.
I have none.
I haven't got one because the last one ruined two of my figures because it's set in that horrible gloss color.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And I was most annoyed. Right, we're close to 10 to 10. Let's have a look at some.
Oh, really? Jesus.
Yes. Tell you what, tonight has flown by, people. It really
has. Well, thank you for joining us. It's just the two of us. Oh, crap. We do that afterwards. No, sorry, go on.
What?
I was going to do the next week thing, but it's not.
Oh, yes. Okay, so first it was Anthony. Now this is quite the coincidence, given my slip of the tongue before. So where I was trying to say OPC and I actually said OCP, Anthony's been painting some OCP from RoboCop.
That is very cool. What game is that for?
I've got no idea, but they would be brilliant for something like Space Weirdos or Xenos Rampant or something. Nice shooting, cool. Son. What's your name? I watched it the other week. That's a film. That's a film that you just watch over and over again. Absolutely brilliant.
Haley's never seen it. I keep on trying to make her watch it. She's never
seen RoboCop.
No, she has no desire to see it either. She doesn't believe me that it's like satirical. And,
it's massively satirical.
Yeah, I know, but there's been some things before where I've got to like watch things, and she's like, "Why did you make me watch this?" So, well, I thought it was good.
No, it is. It's
Wishmaster.
No, RoboCop is just one of those classic that I can just watch over and over because it's so good. Mm-hmm. Up next is some World War II armor from Jonas. Look at those. That is fantastic.
Wow. So that's 28.
That's 28 mil.
Bloody hell. Is he playing Acto and Panzer?
It looks that way. Those.
I mean, that's of course there. That's very cool.
Those Panthers are awesome. The camouflage and that. But that, the Sherman troop. Oh, lovely. Love the Firefly as well. Again, I've never painted. I've never painted any of the white bits on the barrel of a Firefly. Comfort zone and all that.
I can appreciate like the armor, and I do like how it looks. So I was talking to Stu the other day, so I did a live stream over on Stu's channel. We were talking afterwards, and I said, "Oh, I've got another tank to paint," and I hate it. It was just, "Oh no, I like that's what it's all about." You know, that's my favorite thing to do. It's like, no, it's no.
For me, it's my treat. If I've painted 30 infantry, my treat, my reward at the end of that is some form of armored vehicle.
My idea of hell.
So up next is Kurt with a Kings of War ogre. That's fantastic. Look at the mouth on that.
That's awesome looking. Love it.
That is really nice.
Really cool.
Brilliant. But you could use that for so many things as well, though. A lovely miniature. Next up is I think Dan's doing this as a commission. It's some Western Desert British and Italians. Look at that.
Oh,
it's like if your chest paints, Martin.
I just so many. Yeah, I love how it looks again, but the thought of doing that leaves me a little bit sort of cold. And
that's worried. Another thing I've never painted.
Lovely looking.
Oh, it looks nice, but I've never painted Cornter camo on any.
You never painted what?
Cornter.
Cornter.
It's the
spell it.
Caunter.
There's an autocorrect that's going to go wrong.
It's like sort of the bluey, greeny, pinky camouflage that was applied to our live tank. I've never painted it. My mate did it at 15 mil. I look really good, but
It does look cool. I love how it looks, and I'd really like someone to paint me an army of that stuff and then give it to me.
You mentioned them earlier, Martin. Here we got some late war Romans from Mark.
Oh, look at those. Really cool.
What manufacturer are they?
They're not. They're not Griffin Beast.
I don't know.
I'm not entirely. Are they Fire? No, not Fireforge.
No, not Fireforge.
I don't know. They Victrix. Are they the Victrix ones?
Possibly. Mark, if you're in the chat, mate, can you let us know what? Oh, it might be in the description of the Facebook.
Oh, look what you've done now, Steve. He's gonna look. He's gonna bring a book with him next time. I prefer. He's lent me a book. I think I gave it back to him. I gave it back to you, Robin. He bought a book round. It was called The Logistics of the First Crusade, and it's essentially a spreadsheet that's been compressed into a book.
Wow.
It's about the logistics, like, if there were this many knights, you would need this many horses because they needed this much fodder and this many grooms, and the grooms would need this many tents and this much food, so it would be this. It's interesting and quite a good for making scenarios, but yeah, I think the readership is rather slim on it.
So, quite a unique audience then. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Up next is some. I think he posted before some Vikings from Nick. Look at those.
Oh yeah, this is for his game that he's.
Yeah, it's his own game.
He's designed. Yeah. It does look cool, doesn't it?
So we've got Windy Boat Game. We've got the other boat game. What would we call Vikings? Is that Windy Boat Game as well?
No, didn't we call it the row your boat game?
That's the one. Yes, I knew we'd coined a term for it.
Was it the row your boat game, which I loved?
Now the next one's a PCP stalwart Paul, an immense painter, and check him out. He's on Mixer.
Look at him.
New clothes, absolutely brilliant. Congratulations, Paul. That is a fantastic achievement, mate.
Well deserved.
So good. Matthew and his Bretonians. Look at that. He's finished them.
Wow.
Yes.
That's so cool.
That is really cool.
Lovely.
Classic Bretonian knight wedge in the middle as well. On the receiving end of that a few times when I used to play Fantasy Battle. Paul has stepped into Moonstone. I absolutely love this figure. Eric the Squire.
Oh, yeah. I've got him. That's much better than the version I painted, though. That's lovely. Have you seen their current campaign? I think because they do these little campaigns, and then it kind of says what are they going to do next. And Eric is the main character, and then he grows up. So they've now got Big Eric,
right,
where like how he graduates. I do like Moonstone. I do want to play more of it, but again, just so little time. But that is bloody lovely.
That's lovely. I love the wooden sword. It's just such a nice touch. Brilliant. Phil has been painting some AWI British. Now these are lovely. I do like these.
Oh, look at that. Lovely.
Really, really nice. Again, AWI it's one of those weird periods that I'd love to game, but I will never ever game. I just know it's just not on the horizon for me. But I love seeing people painting them. Next up is from Yusuf. Now, people will have to explain what these are because I haven't got a Scooby.
Go for it. There's Rohan. The Rohan. Oh yeah. No, you hate them, don't you? You hate Lord of the Rings, don't you? Because you have no.
I don't hate Lord of the Rings. I just don't get it. I just
like it.
I just don't find
they are Warriors of Rohan. They're bloody lovely
right,
as well.
Okay.
Designed by the Perrys. As you can probably tell, they are lovely miniatures, and that is a lovely paint job.
Oh, absolutely, fantastic! And it's his first foray into Middle Earth, so good stuff there from Yusuf. And last is Stephen, who's been painting some Beastmen. I like these. I like the purpley flesh. They're the purpley flesh tone. It just looks really good.
I really like. I can't remember who it was. It might even have been Pete the Wargamer who did this awesome tutorial on these sickly, ghostly looking beastmen, and I really liked it. I thought it was really unique, really cool.
It makes a change from just like normal flesh and brown, doesn't it?
Brown.
Brown fur, but they're brilliant. Again, once again, thanks to everybody for posting up in the Facebook group. I know recently when I've had my hobby malaise, it's been good seeing it's sort of inspirational seeing what people are working on. And I mean, from there we've got fantasy, we've got OCP policeman, we've got Moonstone, just so many different genres and periods and rules and just techniques. Yeah, fantastic thing. So as Martin said, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, the link is in the description. Dom is in a different time zone, so there's a good chance you might be you might be like him. But answer Dom's questions 3 and you'll be admitted to the Facebook.
You will, and then of course log in next week on Dom's channel where you can hear him shout at us because we told you to do that. Because
we've happened to let in more scammers and shysters.
Absolutely. So next week it's over on Dom's channel where the topic is: does the language around historical wargaming turn new players off? And we don't mean the bad language.
No.
We don't mean because that I think that sort of brings people together. No, I think he's talking maybe a sort of rules, or if you start getting into awful term, but the button counting, the rivet counting, and stuff like that. So it'll be an interesting one, and I think he has a point.
I think he has got a point. I know where we discussed in our group, some of the examples. So it should be interesting. What people think of that. So no, it's going to be.
I know. Well, we've still got that. Then of course the week after that's another bank holiday because here in the UK we get 2 in May, so we are off that week as well because we do need them to recharge and think of these lovely topics and to plan everything. But no, so we'll be back, and then after that I imagine it will be my week as well. But we've got some quite cool things lined up for the comments. Things like I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Robin's t-shirt for CrackCon now. Button Corner. Yeah.
Button Corner. Oh, dearie me.
Thank God. Right, yeah. So next week over on Dom's.
Yeah. So big thank you to everyone that joined us tonight for a really quite interesting chat about hobby comfort zones.
Yeah.
As always, a big thank you to everyone that's watching on the catch up. Don't forget to leave a like, share, yada yada, all that YouTube stuff. And just to let you know that we are sponsored by Boards and Swords Hobbies. Use PCP, the code PCP5 when you're checking out your basket to get an additional 5% off your already discounted purchase. Right, there we go. At the end of another PCP. So we shall see you all next week on Dom's channel. Enjoy your hobby week. Post up in the Facebook group. Take care, and we will see you all next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.